Okay, so I'm just going to give you my first impressions of this bike. I think they're sort of relevant because when you go out and do a test ride on the bike, you've only got it for a few hours or a couple of hours or even an hour, and you quickly build an impression on a bike. But I've just been out for a couple of hours and I'm just going to give you my thoughts on how I think this bike is first up. I feel like the engine's lovely and cruisy. There's a few modes there. There's standard, there's rain, and then there's sport. I've mainly been cruising around in standard just because I like the way that feels. It didn't feel like I needed to rush anywhere. I was just happy just to go at normal traffic speed and just enjoy the ride. My strategy with these first impressions video is just to grab the bike, don't even do the tyre pressures, and just take it out and get a feel for it, how it's delivered to me. I feel like the suspension on the back is pretty good. Bikes like this, I would take them out, and where I would see them bottom in the past, this one didn't, and I was expecting it to, and it handled it. I don't even know if it can be adjusted. It looks like I can adjust preload there, but I'm not sure if there's any other adjustment. Front forks, similar opinion to the back. Don't know if you can see this here on the front fork, but it's got a lovely texture, a machine texture there. Has to be said, the bikes these days, when we take them out, we're really trying hard to find fault, and the faults do stand out really quickly because the bikes these days are just so good, and if there's something wrong with it, it stands out like a sore thumb. The exhaust note was lovely on this as I was riding around, and it feels like the airbox is at the top here under the tank because there's lovely induction noise. Controls and instruments, lovely. Did like those stubby mirrors. I don't have a sore bum yet, and I've been on the bike for 2 hours, but let's see longer term how I feel about that seat. When I was looking at this bike online, I wasn't sure about the styling, but in the flesh I don't mind it. Design wise, I'll just pick out a few things that I like. I really like that swing arm, that tubular steel. Also the build quality and the satin finish on this bike is lovely. I like the back mudguard. I like the front one too, I like the colour. I've already bashed both my shins twice on each of the foot pegs. Maybe I'm just not used to the controls. It was only as I was moving the bike around when I was stationary. Brakes are good. I like how there's only one disc on the front. Both wheels on the bike are really nice. Headlight, I wouldn't say it's classically styled, but it's got a good look anyway. So the ignition key's down here. I haven't had many bikes with this on it recently, so this is going to take some getting used to. Being 6'1", I feel like the ride position suits me. The handlebars are quite far forward, but I've got long arms, so that doesn't really matter. Sometimes on these sort of bikes, I feel like my legs are coming right up here and then right back down there. It's not a nice feeling, but this one feels good. So yeah, overall first impression, I feel like the bike's quite a pleasant place to be. It doesn't make you want to ride super fast, which I quite like. I like that you don't have to feel like you are racing everywhere that you go. Few points I just wanted to make before I got home. Just decided to get a little bit of a wriggle on, and the bike really responded. I felt like you could be quite aggressive with the power, and the positioning, although it's comfortable, that can quickly change to aggressive, so it was a good thing. Oh yeah, and this is just such a minor point, but when I'm riding around, my foot is down there away from the brake lever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back home and I'm going to change that so it's in a more comfortable position, and I'm also going to just change the position of the levers and all the controls so they fit me better. So anyway, yeah, that's my very quick first impressions. What I'm going to do now is ride the bike for a few more weeks and then come and report back my findings.